I
Yeah.
feel like if you're gonna do this, you really gotta do it because there's a lot of people out here that want to do it and they want it bad. So you could be as talented as you want to be, but if you're not gonna put that work in, you're not gonna get
Yeah.
nowhere. Check. This Vice City Mafia. We coming out you straight from down south. I'm your boy, Cross-Eyed God. We got Shook, aka Shook the Room, and we got a special guest today. Say your name.
Yeah, it's Christina Cuba in the house. Shout out to Vice City Mafia.
yeah.
You know what it is? We turning up today on the podcast.
Hey,
Yes, we are. Yep. Turning up.
You know,
Yeah.
it's it's a beautiful thing to have you here, Christina.
Hey, yo,
You know
don't
what I
make
mean?
me cry right
Yeah,
now.
you always have amazing energy every time you
Mhm.
step in the room. You know what I mean? And I think
You know what I mean?
it just speaks a lot to your artistry. What's up? Oh, we flipping that up. Yep.
Yo, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I'm curious. Like, where did this passion for music come for you?
Yo, music started for me, like, when I think back, it just started as soon as I could create. Like, when I was younger, I liked using music as a form of expression. Like, I would be brushing my teeth, and when I would brush my teeth, I would, like, sing, like, I brush my teeth, da da da. Like, I would just find a way to hum everything and, like, do a melody with everything.
Okay.
And then it started when I went to church, really. And in church, like, the lady who would sing was like, "Oh, we need her to be in the choir." But I didn't want to be in the choir because it was all older ladies.
Right.
And I was just like, no, I want to be with the kids. The kids was
Yeah.
outside running around. So I never got in choir, but I always sang. And then I would write my songs, and in class I would get bored and I would write music. And then I went to university. I got a scholarship to go to University of Alabama,
Okay.
and I was out there for a year.
Oh yeah. What was Alabama
Yeah.
like?
Yo, it was
'Cause you-
it was amazing, right? But it was not at the same time because everybody just thought I was Mexican.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were like, "Oh, she's Hispanic. She must be Mexican." I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
Cuban
was
and
just telling
Colombian."
him about that the other day. How
Yeah.
when you go up north,
Bro,
everybody thinks you're
yes.
Mexican.
Everybody thinks you're Mexican.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jacksonville. Shout out to Duval. Y'all know what it
yeah.
is. Yeah, I'm from Jacksonville.
So yeah, that must have been a little bit of a culture shock. So what did you get
Yeah.
the scholarship for?
I got the scholarship for my education because I was like a straight A, B student.
Okay.
And so I got,
Oh, you
yeah.
smart.
Yeah, I was a small kid or whatever, but not smart enough because then I tried to pick up a major for music in school. And then my fam was like, nah, you're not about to do that. And I was like, why not? I'm getting straight A's. And they just didn't believe in the vision.
Okay.
And so then I just started failing everything on
On
purpose.
purpose? Yeah, to see.
I was like, this is how I'm going to get my revenge. And it brought me back to Miami. And then when I came here, everybody thought I was going to school, but I wasn't going to school. I was interning at studios.
Yo.
So I was like, yeah,
and
I'm going to school. I'm interning at a music studio.
I have a very similar story in that my whole
Yes?
family thought I was going to law school, and I just started working at studios.
Wait, stop, because I'm supposed to go to law school. That was my career.
It's a
Yo.
good cover though.
She
you know
lied to
what I mean?
argue, so I sent that girl to law school.
No, but my parents knew somebody at the admissions at that school. I didn't even know. And they just like pulled up and they're like, so
That's what happened with me.
take us to campus. I'm like,
Yeah.
oops. You know?
Mhm.
Okay. So you started interning at studios and
Yeah.
then what's your journey from there?
And then from there, I started out interning for an artist, and I was doing all her marketing work on social media. So I was seeing how that worked, setting up all the background work for performances, knowing what you have to do to prepare for a performance. And I always knew I wanted to make music. I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't understand the groundwork, like what goes on behind an artist. And I knew I needed that before even doing anything. So I was like, this is important because I'm going to see if this is what I really want to do. And then being there, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, this is
Right.
amazing. And I got enough experience. I moved to another studio, got some more groundwork there. And thank God I met Brandon in a museum.
Shout out Brandon.
Shout out to
Shout out
Brandon.
Brando.
Shout out Brando.
Yeah, my producer. And
Hella fire.
it's crazy because, like, guys, I promise you, when bad things happen, like, another door really does open. We got fired from our job, and we didn't know what we were going to do. We had a stable job, stable income, and then I hit him up. We didn't even talk at work much. It was more like he was my manager. And then I was like, dude, you want to go get lunch? and we went to go get lunch at this animal sanctuary called Aguacate. Shout out Aguacate in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went over there and we talked and we're like, let's make some music, let's work, and we just
Had
started
he heard
working
anything
together.
of yours before?
Yeah, I showed him a track.
Okay.
I actually went
Had
to
you heard anything of
Colombia.
his?
No,
Okay.
I didn't
okay.
hear anything.
You were moving on faith.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Alright.
just like, let's see what happens. Cause I always believe in like if you're disciplined and you work hard, you're gonna get better. There's like
Yeah,
no other way. And I saw
Yeah,
the
hard work
discipline.
beats talent.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw the discipline in him. I saw him always making beats, always working. So I was like,
Yeah.
that ain't no problem. You know, we gonna get there when we get there. So
Yeah.
we just started working and growing together, and now we're here at Sanctuary Studios, just building in this
Yeet.
family.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's crazy because I've heard even Brandon progress in the short amount of time that I've known him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And yeah, y'all are both diligent and always like really pushing the envelope. You know what I mean? Of like what is possible and what
Yeah.
like your sound. I've heard you on so many different styles that you know
Yeah.
it's even hard for me to like pinpoint you as an artist, which is a strength. You know what I mean? Because you get to be you in full effect, but you have all these different styles to bring anybody in. So it's like, oh, you like reggaeton? Do you like fucking
Yeah.
R&B? You know what I mean? Do you like
Yeah.
unplugged with an acoustic? Because I
Mhm.
got it all. You know what I
Right,
mean?
it's
So-
all in the
Yeah,
bag. And it was like when I first started making music, like when I first recorded, it was in Colombia because it was a lot cheaper to record in Colombia versus here in Miami.
Okay.
So
But
I did.
so you were living in Colombia?
I was living there for like 3 months.
Okay.
And at the time, my cousin, he songwrites, and he tapped me in with some local artists over there in Cali, Colombia. And I went to a studio and we recorded, we worked, and I was so shy. Like I remember
You were shy?
I was so terrible. I got on the mic and the engineer was so honest. Thank God he was honest, but he was
Important.
like, I'm not feeling it. Like you got to keep going. And I don't get offended. I'm like, okay, we're just going to keep going because
yeah.
we're here. Let's get it. And it took me like 50 tries to get like 2 lines.
Yeah, but I think that's an important lesson too, right? Like you can't be offended in the creative process
Yeah.
because everybody there should be focused on just making the best product possible. And you don't get that if every time somebody does something, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to get critique. Like me
Yeah.
in the beginning, when I first started making
Yeah.
music, like someone would critique me at school, and I'd be like, "Bro, shut up! You're not even making music." But after a while, you realize, yo, nah. You know, he may not be making music, but that's probably gonna be my fan base. And if
He has
what he's
ears.
saying,
He has ears.
yeah, he has ears.
Yeah.
If he's saying it sounds trash, I
Yeah.
need to do something different.
Yeah,
No,
that constructive criticism is
Yeah.
important.
But sometimes the unconstructive
Yeah, dude,
criticism
even
is
the
important
negatives,
because,
bruh.
because like for instance, if I am engineering a session and I'm silent, that's the problem. That's when you should be worried. You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah.
I'm not saying shit, then I'm just like robotically pressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I really don't do often because I don't shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But no, and then I think the stick to itness too. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, it took you 400 times to do that first take, but you
Yeah.
did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you did it, and I think that like your motor is nonstop when it comes to this because you can
Yeah.
you can tell when an artist is doing it for other reasons. But I believe the people that succeed in any pursuit are the people that do it for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? Like you do it because you love it, and obviously all the things that come with it are beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you love this shit, which is why you're
For
willing to put in
sure.
the hours, which is why people connect with you in the studio. Because I've never seen somebody also just so like easily
Yeah.
collab with
I just
so
be
many different
opening up
people.
all the
Oh, yeah.
chakras.
Yeah,
Open up the
for
chakras.
sure. When I first met her, usually like I'm distant from people. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna talk to them. But like she's very open. Like, yo, what's up, my dog? And she makes you feel
Yeah.
welcome. Like, you know,
That's
it
what I
helps out.
want.
Yeah,
I
she
think
got
that's
to
so
connect.
important. I think
Yeah.
that's so important. Like, and one thing I want to say to anybody watching this, like, just know what you want, but you don't have to know how you're gonna get there sometimes. Like when I was making that first song, in the back of my head, I was kind of like, I have no idea how I'm gonna market this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I didn't even know what a distro kid was. But I'm like, I know this is what I want to do, and the first step is doing it.
That's perfect. So we had a conversation on one of our first podcasts,
Yeah.
right? About people not dropping their music.
hmm
I want to know they know, but our fans know our take on it now. But I want to know your
Yeah.
take on it.
So for me, I have like over Definitely a lot. I have a lot of songs.
A lot
A
of songs. A
lot.
lot of fire songs,
Yeah, a
by
lot
the
of
way. But yeah.
fire songs. And people always told me like, why haven't you dropped? Why haven't you dropped? So right now I've been on like a 2-year journey of learning since I started interning. And people are like, oh, you should have dropped by now. But I needed those 2 years to understand what I needed to do. Now I'm ready to drop music.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting like 100,000 listens, but I know that now I'm comfortable enough to say I can give people something once a month.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable enough,
Well,
you know.
I want to make a clarification from what we said in the first episode. I mean, like, your music has to be at a point where you are comfortable
Yeah.
and can stand behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously there is there's like a period where you're like figuring out mic technique, where you're finding the right producer, when you're really seeing like, okay, who's my superhero self, like
Dude,
my artist
yes.
self. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And I think that is a normal thing. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be crazy to just like pick up a basketball and be like, I'm in the NBA. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Me,
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
for me, like I was different. Me, like I recorded my first song in my room. I had a producer though, like who made
Mhm.
my beats.
Yeah.
Me and him got together, similar to you and Brando, but
Mhm.
and shout out to JT. But like right when we made our first song, I was like, yo, I dropped it the like next day, and I was like, yo, this is it. I'm gonna blow up. Like, bruh, and every day, every time, like, bro, even dropping this podcast, like
Mhm.
whatever I drop,
Yeah.
I swear I'm gonna blow up the next day.
Bro, but that's the
Like,
energy
know
you
what I
need
mean?
to have.
I just be like,
Bro,
yo,
that's so
yeah.
important because if you don't bring that energy, like nobody else is gonna bring that.
Yeah,
energy.
exactly, man.
1,000%. So, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, so that's beautiful that you were comfortable immediately, right?
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, and it's crazy because you can drop one song and hit, you can drop one thing and hit, but it's just like you should have that belief, but not that expectation.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
yes, I believe it every time because I'm putting my heart and my soul into what I'm doing. But if it doesn't, it's not gonna detract me from still putting in my hours, from still pushing, you know what I mean? And from
Yeah.
still trying to get
Yeah.
to where I envision myself, you know? And but you're right, Christina. If you don't believe it, ain't nobody gonna
Yeah,
believe
Yeah.
it
bro.
for you.
What's
There
that
was a-
movie, Polar Express?
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah,
that shit
yeah.
all about believing?
What?
For real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Polar
haven't seen Polar
Express.
Express in a minute.
Yeah,
Alright.
bro.
Yeah.
Is
But-
it all about believing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
Speak on it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about that bell. Something I just remember the little girl with the pigtails and something about the bell and the sound and Santa and Christmas. But I
Okay.
remember the main message being believing. I gotta go
All
back
right.
and watch it.
Well, it's like I think it's what's this nigga's name that made cars?
Will Smith.
Ford. Henry Ford.
Uh-huh.
Henry Ford said, he has a dope quote where it's like, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
it's like it does come down to belief, and we can be
Mhm.
our greatest like supporters or our greatest detractors. You know what I mean? But a lot of people get analysis paralysis. You know what I mean? Where they just like
Yeah.
never drop anything, and
Mhm.
it's like but yeah, I think there is an incubation period. You know, where you're getting
Yeah.
your shit together.
In the beginning, I was working like before I met Brandon, I was working with other producers. And it was pretty tough because like you're meeting these people for the first time and making music is a very emotional and spiritual experience.
Facts.
So if you're working with people who don't make you feel comfortable and that's your only option, sometimes you just have to be the one that makes yourself comfortable. You got to be like strong enough to be like, okay, we're going to ignore that and we're just going to focus on me. Cuz sometimes there is no other option and you can't get discouraged because the time will come when you get to feel like you're safe and you can be yourself and you don't have to worry about anything too.
Yeah, I feel that because I remember the first time when Chino introduced me to Sean. It was like, oh, you could record over there. And the first time I was kind of like, I didn't record the first time. And then there was one song that me and Sean recently recorded that I did, and like I was super shy in there, and I was like, nah. And I was like, the next day I had to come in and be like, yo, I have to tune all this out.
Yeah.
You know, he's not there because I'm used to recording myself. Dolo, like my producer sends me the
Mhm.
beat, and then I record myself on it, and I send it back to him to fix it up, whatever I did wrong. So I'm
Mhm.
used to recording in a like empty room. So when
Yeah.
I was recording with Sean, I had to get over the fact that someone's watching me. And you
Mhm.
know, like when you're being watched, you're thinking like, damn, I probably look stupid the way I'm trying to sing this note,
Yeah.
or like, you know.
But I think that's the job of everybody in the room to make everybody else feel comfortable, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like, nigga, like it's only us here. I'm not gonna think you're stupid for trying. you know?
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know?
exactly.
And to me, like, because like bands aren't really around anymore, like your producer and your engineer are like your little band. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that is the people that you really sculpt a sound with. And you can deviate from that, obviously, but in coming up with your initial sound, I think is really important.
Yes.
And I think that's why Drake wins, right? Because he has 40 engineering all his shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
And so, he has a sound. There's a quality level that you're never gonna go below. And I think that's important. So
I think quality is so important when it comes to music.
Oh,
um,
definitely.
Yes, it's
Definitely.
so essential. Like I do not. I'm so big on my track sounding like gold. If not, I don't want to
yeah.
release it.
I find it crazy that when I meet like a new artist or like an
Mhm.
aspiring artist and like, they want to record on their phone, I'm like, yo, that's fine. But like, and I'll offer them like, all right, come to the studio and, we could see how we could get you to sound. They're like, nah, I could do it on my phone. It's like, yo, you can't.
No,
Like,
but
Yeah.
but people
you
don't know.
know?
People don't know what they don't know too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like until you've heard yourself, or sometimes it's a belief thing because coming to a studio is an investment. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it is. You kind of have to like bare your soul to the people around. You know what I mean? It's a lower barrier of entry to do it on your phone, and you have more excuses if it fucks up because the more effort you put into something, the more that you are only to blame if it doesn't go where you want it to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
But
Facts.
I
yeah.
feel like if you're gonna do this, you really gotta do it because there's a lot of people out here that want to do it and they want it bad. So you could be as talented as you want to be, but if you're not gonna put that work in, you're not gonna get nowhere
Yeah,
with it.
and you could literally talk
Yeah.
about whatever you want. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite artists is Tyler the Creator,
Mm.
and when he started a song with "I'm a fucking triceratops," I was like, I don't know what this man is saying, but his confidence is so high that I love it.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
that's freedom, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's real freedom, and I
Yeah.
think that's the contagious shit. I mean, that's what I feel like you emanate too, though.
Yeah.
Like when you're around other people, feel comfortable in their own skin, and I feel like when you're an artist, it's like however you're wired is what your fans feel and
Mhm.
connect with. So it's like if you're like self conscious or questioning like your shit, then like people can't help but feel that. So it's
yeah,
just like
Exactly.
you give people the freedom to be free.
yeah. My
Yeah,
favorite
everything is
thing about
frequencies.
music, bro, like one thing that really got me to want to make music was XXX. Like
Bro,
that's
I
around the
was
era
just
I
thinking
started
about
making
him.
it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy you said
And I
Ooh.
that.
loved how all his songs
Wow.
I would interpret one way and someone else would interpret another way. And I was like, yo, that's what I want my music to do. I want
Mhm.
to make music with like subliminal messages and like I could say it means this, but if you're listening to it over there and you want to take it like it means this, so be it. Dog. If that
Yeah.
if that's what I hit for you, that's what I hit. So I
Yeah.
like going for the emotions. I'm not, you know.
Yes, like the other day I was driving down the street. It was like 11 o'clock at night through a neighborhood, and like my windows are down, and I hear Juice World being blasted. I'm just like, damn. See, that's what it's all
Yes.
about. Like he
Facts.
still left that, and people are still
Yeah.
vibing, jamming to him.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of songs in the bank.
Mhm.
Like he
Mhm.
had an
'Cause he would
impressive amount.
he
in the
would
bank.
freestyle hits. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I honestly
Yeah.
think that that first joint, I'll still see the shadows.
Oh, the Lucid
You know what I
Dreams.
mean? Yeah, I feel
Mm,
like
mm,
that.
mm, mm,
I
mm,
feel like
mm.
that was I feel like that was probably one of his best because I know he had to write that shit out. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But then the other freestyle shit was also like he was incredible.
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Christina, what's up with so speaking of the releasing
Mhm.
and speaking of all of that,
Yeah.
what is your approach towards doing it? Like, have you thought about it? Have you been putting it together? Like, how do you feel in the
So
process?
in the process, I feel excited. Um, I'm just like I'm enjoying the journey more than anything. I make sure to spend time with my family, the people I love. My circle's extremely small, and to let the people that I love know I love them, that's my main thing. And then I can feel at peace when I make my music.
Mhm.
Because if there's a burden on my mind and I haven't done what's right within like my morality, my music doesn't come out right. Like it's just like I know there's a problem. So I gotta tend to my grandma, make sure my grandma's good, tell my dad I love him, everybody, and then boom, we in the studio. But when it comes to releasing too, um, I'm trying to see what happens. Like, I'm trying to do the TikTok thing. I'm gonna be on there. I've been streaming. I have a really dope community so far on my streaming platform.
Facts.
They're actually the ones funding my first music video.
You're lying.
So I'm so
Fire.
grateful
love
for
that.
them.
Hey,
Yes.
but see, okay, so like, there's a lot of people with too much ego
Mhm.
with how they're like pursuing it, right?
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of people be like they always try to come up with an excuse as to why they're not like engaging or doing the TikTok thing or whatever the case may be, right? Like,
Mhm.
but really it's just fear,
Yeah.
and it's like if people are going to be rocking with you, there's no reason why you shouldn't ask them to help you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, fuck, like you rock with me, like, okay, then help me get
Yeah,
to where I
yeah.
can rock with you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit.
I'm so grateful. Like, it was so funny how it happened too. I was eating. I went to this new place in Davie, and it's like called Mama something Yai Donuts,
Okay.
but they have these
Yo-Yo Ma?
cheese Yo-Yo Ma, something like
Is
that.
it,
Mama Yo, I think.
Mama Yo, okay.
Or it might be Yo-Yo Ma.
No, Yo-Yo Ma's an artist.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
okay.
Yo Ma.
They have these cheese hot Cheeto corn dogs.
Fire.
Bro, they're so fire. But I don't get the meat in the inside. I just get the cheese with the hot Cheeto.
Okay.
I gotta stop though, because I'm addicted.
Are you vegetarian?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering. You
I
said
feel
no meat.
like one day I'll stream away from everything that's like cheese and meat, but not today.
Okay.
I feel that.
One day though.
I
But
love
I
it.
was there eating my corn dog, guys. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stream while I'm eating. And out of nowhere, homeboy Wesley on stream sends me $500.
You're
And he's
Fire.
like, I hope you have an amazing day. Like, I
Shout
just want to
out.
see you win. And
Hey,
I'm like, you just funded my first
What?
music video. dude.
That's fire. What was his
Yeah.
name? Shout him out again.
Shout out Wesley, bro.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Wesley.
Wesley on
Wesley.
Kick.
That's
Yeah.
Out here
crazy.
supporting local
Yes.
artists.
I love that, bro.
You know what I
I
mean?
love that, man. And you know
So
what?
yeah.
When as you grow, he's gonna be able to say like, "Yo, I had an actual like impact." You know what I mean? Because like
Yes.
right now, anybody that supports you is really proportionally is
Mhm.
really like helping you get to the forefront of where you're going to be. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And then like 5-10 years down the road, you know what I mean? Somebody gives you 500, ain't gonna be, you know what I mean, nothing. But right now, 500 towards your shit is like,
Bro,
let's go.
yes, I'm so
You know what I mean?
excited. So that's it's gonna be my first release. I've released some music, but it was just for the funsies, and I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
But now I'm really moving with more of a purpose. And the song is like an LA West Coast vibe in Spanish.
And shout out Brando
Yeah.
again. That
Shout
beat's
out Brando.
fire.
The
That
beat
beat's
is
fire.
Shout out
crazy.
Brando.
Yeah,
he makes the best beat.
You
Yo,
killed
if y'all
that
need
shit.
y'all need
I heard
beats,
it. I heard it.
Brando
I heard
Music
it.
on Instagram. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna be releasing it. The models in the video are actually my friends, so that makes it even better.
Okay.
So yes, I'm excited.
That's crazy.
Stay tuned in like
That's
a month
crazy.
or so.
So what's up? Do you want to talk about the music video or no? Yeah. You don't want to give it away?
Just expect Christina Cuba at her full potential.
Fire.
Okay. Okay.
Do you feel like what do you feel like an artist that's new that hasn't made one song yet should do? What do you think his first steps should be to trying to make music? He wants to be an artist. What would you say?
Or
Your
her.
advice.
Oh, the first thing
Or her. Or her.
the artist should don't try to bring anybody else down. Like, just focus on you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because there's so much going on in the world. And if you really look at the universe, we're very minuscule, but every movement, everything has an impact. The butterfly effect is really real. So like, just focus on yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. So do whatever is going to make you better as a person. That's what I would say.
No,
And that's going to help you.
I love that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
bringing anybody down because like a
Yeah.
lot of people to make, especially starting out,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
make themselves feel better will talk shit on everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, they
nigga,
do.
I can't even be in that energy, bro.
They do.
They'll just be
Mhm.
like, oh
Facts.
yeah, like fucking, like we were talking about
Yeah.
Lil Pump recently. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lil Pump's such a fucking whatever. But I was like, hey, nigga, Lil Pump got a song with Kanye. You know what I mean? So like,
And all he's saying is, she's such a fucking hoe. I love it.
Like, I think it's important to, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you can't learn from them, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is for everything. Like, if somebody has more success than me in something, they know something that I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if somebody has more money than you, right? You may not like them, but they know something about money that you don't. If somebody has more success in this music shit than you do, you don't
Yeah.
have to be a fan, but there's something that can be learned if you come
Mhm.
at it from an objective point of view, if you're not judging. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there's something that to be gained from that. And then you don't want to talk shit because like these people hopefully become your peers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like you know how you can hate on a motherfucker and you don't really know them and
Mhm.
you meet them and then they're your friend all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, like I just had the whole wrong impression about them. I feel like that's people
Mhm.
ideas of artists that are popping. There's like you
Yeah.
hear them so many times and then you're trying to make your shit and it's not going where you want. So you're like, man, fuck, they had to fucking suck a million dicks to get there. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, it
Yeah.
didn't, bro. They just grind it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I also, oh, you gonna say something real quick?
Nah.
Okay. I wanted to say something about like people who do help you, and there could be people in a higher power than you, but you should always like be careful because there's like the hand that's feeding you could also be trying to bring you down at the same time. Like maybe the analogy of putting bait on a hook and getting the fish, and you think you're getting fed, but they're really just trying to kill you. And like I've been in that experience.
Ooh.
So I just feel like everybody should be very careful just because it looks good and it's all shiny on the outside.
Mm.
Really pay attention to what people want from you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because nothing is for free, right?
Yes.
I
You know what I
feel
mean?
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel that.
so it's like, but and the
Mhm.
thing is, if you can't be used, you're not useful. However,
Yeah.
every relationship should be an equal give and take, right? Like I want people to use me, you know what I mean? But I would like to use them back in a similar fashion.
Yes, there
You know what
has
I
to
mean?
be an
So
energy exchange.
yes, and then we're
Yeah.
rising
Mhm.
together. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be big me, little you. You know what I mean? It's like no, like
Mhm.
everybody can win if the energy exchange, like you said, is right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you're right. There are, especially in like a industry that's centered around like fame and popping and vibes. There's a
Yeah.
lot of sharks and
Yeah.
snakes
Yep.
in
Yep.
this
Yep.
bitch
Yep.
that just are looking to absorb and not give anything back, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fucked up thing is because the process of music is kind of mysterious. It's not like a doctor, right? Where you're like, okay, I know I have to go to school for this many years. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like some people get sold a dream that's not feasible and just get used. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
fortunately, you were able to step out of that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Facts.
I know you probably don't want to
Oh
go,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
go
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
deep into it, but because you never
Mhm.
know who you're gonna see on this wheel of life, right?
Yeah, of course.
But
No, fuck that. I'll say it to their face.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I just like once it passes, it passes,
Mm.
and I learned what I had to learn.
So how'd you see that?
I saw it as an experience of learning because I feel like I leveled up after it.
No, but
So
how'd you catch it? I'm saying.
how did I catch it? There were red flags, but I
Okay.
ignored them. But
Okay.
I caught it. It was mainly when it comes down to business. Well,
Okay.
if I see like if you don't respect me when it comes to business, you don't respect me as a person because
Mm.
you're playing with my money, you're playing with the food that goes in my mouth, you're playing with my family. So you're playing with generational wealth. So that's disrespect. I don't care how you see it. So
Crazy.
yeah.
I feel that.
Yo, you guys know the story about La Russell?
No.
Nah.
What's
What's
that?
Lil
All right,
Russell?
La Russell, he's out of NorCal. He just got signed by Russ, but he's he does all these like little videos. He was making concerts in his backyard, and he did like these live performance things, right?
Mhm.
And he just was always making content, always dropping it, and he doesn't talk about no gangster shit. You know what I mean? But he's fire at rapping, right? And so before he got signed by Russ, he got approached by Rock Nation, right?
Ooh.
And they gave him a deal, and it said this nigga was already making like pretty good bank from just his little performances backyard. He was really innovative in how he marketed. He did pay whatever you want thing, kind of like Nipsey did Proud to Pay. Like, yo, you can come to my show, pay whatever you think I deserve. So some people gave him $1, some people gave him 500. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it was just like he was just doing it, employed his family, right? So he was already this self-contained business. And so Rock Nation approached him. and they slid him a contract. I'm maybe getting the numbers wrong, but the idea is the same. But they slid him a contract for like $100,000, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, "What? Like $100,000 for 5 years? Like whatever, whatever."
Mhm. I know
And
they
and
not.
and then the the uh the CEO was like, "Oh, sorry. We made a mistake. It was supposed to read 1 million, right? But he was like, oh, well then I don't want to mess like either two things happen, right?
Mhm.
Either one, y'all did that to see if I would sign it, right? And then if I said yes, then I'm just signed to you for $100,000 because I just saw the opportunity, right? And I want to
Yeah.
be a part of Rock Nation. Or you're a company that makes a mistake of fucking 3 zeros. In which
Yeah.
case, I don't want to be in business with you anyways. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's like, it's like people, and shout out Rock Nation. They gave me an opportunity to even be out in Miami. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying like that was not my experience. However,
Mhm.
like it just shows when somebody is in a major position of power, sometimes they dangle a little fucking carrot in
Mhm.
front of you because they're like this big
Yes.
power and everybody wants to be, popping. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
just like, oh, don't you want to be a part of our huge
Yes, yo,
thing?
the sharks smell blood, y'all. They really
Yeah.
do. They know when it's fresh fish in the sea.
But the thing is, I think it's a good sign though that if
Mhm.
people like that are trying to take advantage of you, you know that what you have is
It's good.
special.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Exactly.
Because it's like niggas ain't taking advantage of somebody that has no talent.
Yeah,
You know what I
you
mean?
guys gotta watch a lot of podcasts. Watching podcasts and interviews on
Yeah,
music
that's what I
business.
always do.
Bro, that
Yeah,
helps me
always.
so much.
And I remember I was like wanting to come up. I used to watch other people's interviews and be like, bruh, one day I'm gonna interview at the Breakfast Club. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I feel like one thing I got like going off of what y'all said, but like
Mhm.
I don't want everyone to just be like what I did in the beginning. Like
Uh,
me, like I would do photo shoots and then I'll watch the guy, he'll do some splinky shit, and then I'll be like, all right, nah, I'm gonna learn what he does, I'm gonna do it myself.
right.
Videographer, watched him, bruh, he did something I didn't like, bruh, minor, I don't even remember. And like, nah, I'm gonna learn now, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah,
So now I'm
yeah,
doing my own
Mhm.
photos, my own videos.
Bro,
My
this guy does
engineer,
all his
yeah.
videos, photos, everything, man. He's an
yeah.
artist.
no,
Shout out.
no,
My
it's
engineer, he made a sound I didn't like, and I
yeah,
was just like, nah, I'm gonna learn it
yeah.
myself.
Not
I'm
me
gonna
though.
do
Not
it.
me. Not me.
Nah, not him, not him, not him.
Not
That's my
Sean.
new one. Like now I'm connecting, but in the beginning I was thinking I could do it dolo. I was just like, yo, fuck everybody. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do everything myself. My promotion, my photo, my video shoot, my engineering, my beats.
But
And then like, bro, I feel like that is when you end up putting yourself in a small area and it's hard to get your music out there because you're
Yeah.
so tight. It's only you that knows it's there in the beginning,
yeah,
Mhm.
versus having an engineer, a producer, a videographer. Now you got more people promoting it and
yeah,
more people helping you,
yeah,
and more people wishing
Yeah.
you well.
yeah.
Me, I was trying to do it all dolo, cutting everybody off.
Yeah, one man army has
Yeah, I
never
was
won a
trying to do a
war.
one man
No,
army,
but
but you can't win a war.
no, but
Yeah.
I think there's an important thing, right? Is like in order to be a good general, you have to be a good soldier, right? So
Exactly.
like you want to learn enough to know when something is not like right though. You know what I mean? So it's just like like Christina, for instance, like knows how to basically engineer, right? So she can tell if somebody's bullshit or if somebody's solid, right? And I
Yeah.
think like you need to know enough to know like, okay, that person, all they did was just to reverse a beat. They're not amazing. You know what I mean? Which
Mhm.
I reverse beats all the time. Some people are like, whoa, and I can't even say. I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right, yeah, it's fire, but you know what I mean? Like,
Nah, not me. I'll be like, yeah, bro, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah. It's like one time, bro, I remember I had a session with this artist and he invited me over to his studio he was working out of. And I'm like, okay, cool. We're working with his engineer. I get in the booth, Brando's there. And I tell Brando, I'm like, Brando, I need you in the booth right now.
Yeah.
Because homie did not know how to use the auto tune. And like, bro, we're in a professional setting. Like, we got all the equipment. And I'm like, yo, you need to change this. I knew what I needed to change. I told him, and he wasn't doing it. And then there was latency, and he wouldn't fix it. And I was telling him exactly what to change because I recorded myself interning. And he was, and I told Brandon, I'm like, I need you in here. I can't do this. I'm getting frustrated. And he was like, all right, I'll go talk to him. And he helped me out. But like, oh my goodness,
No,
yeah, it's
but
it's important to know what's going on.
especially if as the artist you have enough know-how to say specifically what you need.
Yeah.
If the person doing the job doesn't even have the language to understand, they out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you getting paid to do this. If you wasn't ready, then you should have been learning still. But
Yeah.
don't come in the room. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, but I've even seen like horror stories of like engineers acting like the artist is fucking up. So
Yeah.
that
Oh my god!
So
You know
that
how
they
many times that was happening to me with that dude. I was so annoyed. I'm like, you know what? We just gonna push through
Yeah.
this.
no, like no, honestly, you're just off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nah, nigga, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Or in some cases, I'm an artist, but there's sometimes you get an artist that doesn't know, and then he's just telling you what to do as an
Bruh,
engineer.
nigga,
He'll be like,
what-
"Yo, you got to do this," and it's like, "Bro, that doesn't
Bruh,
exist."
I have, damn. There's always one dude that asks because he like saw a YouTube video with like EQ, and he's like, hey, are you EQing my voice? I'm like,
Bruh.
yeah, nigga. Like it's on the track. You know what I mean? He's like, no, but like I gotta have an EQ. I'm like, yes, bro. Like
Yeah.
the EQ's on, bro. Like.
Yeah.
Like what you want from the EQ.
Yeah,
know
but-
what you want.
But yeah, it's just like saying like it's on, like it's a fucking switch, like it's like auto
Yeah.
tune. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
bruh.
I know there's
But-
levels in there.
Or
But
some people saying like, "Yo, I don't want auto tune," but they want the auto tune.
bro, I mean, like, I
You know what I mean?
I think the collaboration thing, right, that we're talking about is important, right?
Mhm.
And you have to be able to like communicate confidently but softly what you want, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna offend you, but like, look, I'm trying to get this sound, so like, I need this from you. You know what I mean? And but the thing is, like, if you don't know, then the people that you choose to be around are very important, right? Because they
Mhm.
have to get. Because I've been with artists like, I've been with artists that are at the top of their game that don't know shit about Pro Tools, right? But they know how
Mhm.
to communicate in their own language what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Be like, oh, my voice sounds too like whatever harsh, or it's
Mhm.
like or like they'll just say my highs are hurting my ears. Then it's
Yeah.
on the person that you've hired or that you are working with to figure that out, because that's what you did it for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't
Exactly.
go get a landscaper and be like, hey, bro, you cut the grass like this, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, crazy. You know what I mean? It's like, let me do my shit. You know what I mean? Or you know,
Mhm.
and let's move forward. You be the artist. You know what I mean? And let me do my shit. So you said, Christina, that your family was expecting a different route for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so did you? So when they found everything out, like how did it happen?
Oh my goodness, it was terrible. It was so bad. It was like, I mean, I'm actually back in school because I do understand the importance of a law degree, because I actually do want to get a law degree because
Okay.
I want to be an entertainment lawyer. I want to be able to help other artists out and other people. I
Okay.
know right now is not the time to go to law school because I know those 3 years are really strict
Intense.
and intense, and I'm not there right now. But I'm working on getting my bachelor's. I have a year left, and then when the time is right, we go to law school.
Are you doing it for your family, or are you really doing it for you?
No, actually, since I was a kid, I always in kindergarten, I wanted to be like 20 things, but two of the things was like being a lawyer,
Uh-huh.
and one of them was being an artist.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can do both.
Yeah.
As anything is possible, right? Like
Mhm.
Elon Musk has fucking like 10 companies at the craziest highest level, right?
Yeah.
For me, I understood that I either had to die to my family or die to myself, right? And I did a
Mhm.
lot of justifications as to like why I was trying to juggle like things that didn't really coincide. And then my girl at the time was just like, wouldn't it be? I was stressed all the time
Mhm.
because I was trying to live two lives, right? And my girl at the time was just like, wouldn't it be so much easier if you were just pursuing one?
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. Actually, you know what I mean? Like, and to be honest with you, I wasn't getting anywhere. I was going through the motions in both because I was burnt out, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't start getting paid well for anything until I dropped one. And I chose music. You know what I mean? And like in that, I I just think that sometimes I feel like we have safety nets for ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like you're not at least in my case, let me speak from my point of view. In my case, I wasn't doing it for me. I mean, I did have that idea as a kid because, like, why I wanted to be a lawyer was I told my mom when I was like 10, we were watching like a movie together, and there was like a
Yeah.
lawyer, and she loved like movies with lawyers, and I was like, I want to be a lawyer, and that was my whole life for so long,
Shout
right?
out
Mhm.
Suits, the
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
show.
Suits is one of those, right?
Yeah,
Where
it's
you
just
really,
fire.
you really be like, nigga, being a lawyer would be fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know, and I wanted entertainment law. You know what I mean? But then like
Yay.
I just really sat with myself, and I just like sometimes I'll choose like my 80-year-old self to like talk to me right now. Like it just
Mhm.
makes me grateful for the day because I think like I'll wake up and be like, damn, I get to use all my limbs or like my dick works. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I just like think about like how would my 80-year-old self feel like about like me
Ah!
now, right?
Yeah.
And in that, like I just realized that I won't have any regret for chasing what I love.
yeah.
You
I
know what I
feel
mean?
that.
Day in and day out. And I think, I think that it really takes those 10,000 hours,
Yeah.
right? So e- I felt like I could achieve both, but I'd probably achieve them at a point in my life where I wouldn't appreciate either.
Yeah.
You know what I
My
mean? So,
parents, they tried to get me to join the army,
uh-huh.
to become a firefighter. Like, yeah, they're cool. They're cool things. Like, I didn't hate them because I chose them when I was legit.
Right?
But
Mhm.
like, when I grew up and I was like 18, I wanted to do things that were like to my parents are like, no, and it sounds dumb still if you say it. Like, I'm like, yo, I want to become either viral for doing the podcast or be doing music. I want to become an entertainer in
Right.
general,
Right.
or I want to be a super
A
poker
pope?
star player.
I want to be the
Poker.
Pope, nigga.
Nah, the poker
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
Like,
Wait, you
yeah,
got a
so
good poker face? Is that a thing?
yeah,
That you
No,
like
gotta...
he
poker,
won.
playing poker.
He won big in poker at a young age.
Yeah,
Which
so
I
like,
can understand why that would.
so
that
I
would
was like, yo, I'm gonna
trend
be
you
a
there.
professional poker player. So
Bro,
my
Cake has
family-
poker and all that
Oh
stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Is it
Yeah.
that
and
how
I'm
they
a
started
big
out?
gambler, dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sick with it, bro.
Mhm.
Like, y'all can't hang with me when I gamble. Everyone need to leave me
Yo.
I'm
alone.
nice with the poker, nigga. We can
Yeah,
play.
dude. I'm nice, bro. Like,
But-
bro, and I'm dumb too when I go out gambling. But let me get back to the topic. But I
Got
want to do
excited.
these two things. I want to do these two things,
Mhm.
but my parents just wanted me to join the army, and I enlisted for the army, and I thank God every day that they denied me because it was something that I was doing, and I didn't really want it for myself. I remember sitting there thinking like, damn, I'm gonna join the army, I'm gonna go to boot camp, but I'm not gonna be able to drop no music.
Right.
Damn, I'm not gonna be able to make
Mhm.
music.
Right.
Damn, I'm gonna go behind all my boys. All my boys are gonna stay learning music, and when I come back, I'm gonna be behind on knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then just thinking that, and then when they denied me, it was fine. And then I went to medical school, and I passed. And I was doing the EMT paramedic shit.
Mhm.
And as I was doing it, I was just like, I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm working at this paramedic job, and I'm just like, bro, like, I hate this, bro.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's cool.
Mhm.
Like, it's cool to say I do it to other people.
Right.
But me personally, like, I feel dead inside. I
And-
feel like it's like not
Yeah.
me.
But so that's so and so I felt that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bro,
But-
it's
and
just not me.
And so Christina, I'm only speaking from my personal experience, right?
Mhm.
Because I might be sitting here with egg on my face 5 years later, and you like the top entertainment lawyer that's also an artist. You know what I mean?
nah, I'm gonna
Like, but I think like there just comes a crossroads, and I think you're talented enough to put it all into
Yeah.
the artistry. You know what I mean? And I just
100%.
I just hope that you're really doing it for your own personal
Yeah.
pursuit. You know what I mean? And not just to appease your parents. Because I'm going to tell you
Mhm.
this, like the crazy part is my dad's in entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But and he's just like was not fucking with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
nigga, but you. You know what I mean? Like,
Look at
but-
you in the
but
field.
But his whole thing was like, I can't reverse engineer my success. So I can't even tell you how to do it. So I don't want that for you. But that's
Mhm.
fine. You know what I mean? So it was just like there was a period of time where I didn't talk to him at all. You know what I mean? And he was a great father. And I just
Mhm.
knew that like I couldn't hear
Yeah.
those ideas of me not doing it to do it. You know?
Yeah, I feel that.
And because or else you're just always gonna be like, because your parents have a powerful fucking
Yeah.
hold on your mind.
And they support, bro. Like
They want the best for you.
yeah,
They're
for
doing
me,
it from a
my,
place of
my
love.
parents still like, you know, like they didn't want me to pursue music or pursue gambling. You know, I don't gamble like that. You know, let me not make everybody think I'm like a degenerate gambler. But they didn't want me to pursue it. But like when I drop a song, they always got a commentary. Like they're like still supportive of it. They're like, hey, yeah, that was a nice song. I heard it. You know what I mean? You know, so like that's the good thing for me. Like, you know. And I'm not speaking on your situation. I was speaking on mine. Like my parents tried to throw me in the army and you know, try to make me throw it away.
But the thing is too, right? Like sometimes, like we're not our full selves around our parents neither. You know what I mean? Like our parents get a compartmentalized version of us. They get maybe like 70%, but they think they know all of you because you came out of them, right? So like they're giving you solutions to the idea that they have of you in their head. You know what I mean? But only you know what's in your heart for real. And that's where like you can't listen to nobody else at some point in time because like everybody is just going to give you advice on what is comfortable in their mind of you, right? Because sometimes when you're chasing your shit, you make them uncomfortable, right? Because they're not chasing theirs. So they want to keep you back. You know what I mean? They want to be like, oh, well, you know, it's really hard and this person and this person couldn't do it and da 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 da. You know what I mean? You're just like, Nick, shut up. Like,
and they don't, and a lot of them don't understand it because it, like you said, the entertainment industry, if you're not in it, it's hard to understand. Like, why are you at the studio every night till like 3 or 4 in the morning?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that like in the beginning, it was. Right. Like, my family was like, why are you in the studio every day till like 5 a.m. or sometimes coming out at 8 in the morning? Like, are you really at the studio? Are you out with the kids or something? And it's like, I'm not. Like, I'm really not.
But
I don't care.
but
To
also
in
sometimes
here
the hang
just
is part of it, though.
singing. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes,
sometimes the hang is part of it because you're that's where you're getting comfortable. That's where you really know somebody. You know what I mean? In order to create, sometimes it's just sitting around bored, bullshitting about
100%.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And yeah, we might be getting fucked up, and yeah, we might be talking about nothing for 2 hours, but we gonna make something at the end that feeds souls. So suck my dick.
Yeah,
Period.
and bro, even going out and partying, bro, builds those connections. You know what I'm saying? That you
Partying
need to
is
make.
fun. It's fun, yeah. But y'all gotta
Fun and business.
Yeah, we gotta
You
be
know?
realistic too. Like,
Yeah.
like our parents want at least mine. They want the best for me, but you gotta be realistic with yourself because in the end, only you know what you're doing. And if you're over here, you know, eating fucking potato chips, watching The Simpsons, and you think you're gonna become whatever you want to be without working towards it, it's not gonna work. You gotta get off cloud nine, but like you gotta be putting in the work.
Yeah.
It's so important.
And the thing about entertainment, I feel too, is like you really have to have your own motor. You know what I mean? Like, because there's no boss besides you. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you want to sit there and loaf and act like you're working, you can. And can't nobody tell you, but you know what I mean, whether you're really going towards your goal or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I think that's the beauty of it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you just like start figuring it out, but like you can't force the muse, you know? So sometimes like you have to be bored for inspiration to hit. You know what I mean? Or like you have to have those conversations in the studio for it to be like, oh, you know what? I'm opening up with these people to where I can put my heart into this track and it be felt.
You gotta live. You gotta live to make stuff.
Exactly.
Bro, you can't get too caught. You don't get too caught up in the studio. You gotta go have fun. Just like forget about everything for a bit and just
you're gonna upset people, bro. To a lot of the people out there that really want it, you're always gonna upset people when you're really chasing it, bro. Like not everyone's gonna be happy with you.
No,
like whether it's your parents, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your auntie.
Most people are not going to be happy with you until you're at a place that benefits them, right?
Exactly.
Because the thing is, like, it's just like if somebody's dating somebody, right? Like you're talking to your kid and they're dating somebody, you could always be like, you know what, that's not going to work out because 99% of the time you're going to be right because relationships end. But that one time where the relationship works is when they're wrong. You know what I mean? So it's just like in the same thing, like you could say to everybody you meet that's an artist, like, oh, you're not gonna make it. And you'll be right most of the time. But there's some in there that are gonna make it. And you're like, regardless of how bad somebody is, my criticism, even if it's the worst shit, will be on how they've progressed from track to track, right? Because I am not gonna be the person that somebody's gonna be like, yeah, and guess what? Shook told me I wasn't never gonna be shit.
Now
Fuck
look
that
at me.
nigga. Yeah.
Straight busted,
Yeah,
bruh.
yeah.
Million-
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Because I do know somebody that knew Pump early on when he was 15 and was like, man, fuck that nigga. Kicked him out of the studio. And just every time I look at that nigga, I'm just like, man.
Damn, bro. Look at that, dog. You know what I
Crazy.
mean?
Yo,
bruh.
have you guys ever considered getting a pet for the studio?
I have.
I was thinking
my
a
dog.
turtle.
Like what? Like
A
a turtle?
a
I
turtle
was
would be
thinking a
smooth.
turtle. I was just imagining a little
I
turtle.
guess it can't really run away or anything.
We could get
Yeah.
a little turtle and he could feature on the podcast.
I'm down for that. I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
Right.
It could be a sanctuary sound studio.
Dang, I heard, but I heard they're a lot of work. You gotta clean the tank a lot.
Are
For
turtles a
turtles?
lot of work?
Yeah, I heard turtles are a
Nah,
lot.
no turtle then.
No
What?
turtle. What
Turtle-
would be
turtle-
like a more
What's that
efficient
cool
animal?
alien looking thing?
A hermit crab?
Nah,
What?
it's not like a reptile. It's like a fish, but it has hands and it crawls.
What?
Bruh, oh my god, bro. It's like it's like
Yo.
some weird looking alien thing.
I
bro.
think a fish tank would be lit.
and it's
A
a
fish
it's a
tank would
be
fish.
hard.
It's a fish, but
is?
it could be out of the water too.
Oh yeah?
Nah.
Yeah, bro.
Does
Dude,
it
Yeah,
attack you?
or like a little like exotic shark or
It's
something. I think
it's
would
an
be lit.
Element
exotic
shark.
animal, bro. Yo, you know what? After the pod, bro,
Yo,
I'm pretty
hey,
sure people
I'm
in
gonna
that
get
chat right
some.
now they know what I'm talking about.
I
They
went,
know, y'all know what we're talking about, chat? Does
let's
anybody
see.
know?
Yeah,
like a
it's
salamander?
what's
Salamander?
a salamander?
I don't know. I was just saying something.
I think it is a salamander.
Is it?
It's like
It just
has hands
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a fish and it crawls.
Does it fly?
Nah,
that
it
would be a
doesn't fly.
wild
Nah,
animal.
if it could fly, I'm getting it tomorrow.
It could be in the water. It could be on ground and fly.
Yeah.
That is the littest.
Yeah,
That's my
dude.
spirit animal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Whatever
for
that
real.
is.
Whatever that is, I want to be that. It could do it all.
Nah, but it's able to be out of the water and in the water.
That's hard.
and
Yo,
it has hands.
A pig.
A pig? Nah, not a pig.
My God.
I
I
like
think-
pigs,
I-
but I don't like them
I
when they
think-
get older.
But you,
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
they get ugly looking. you know?
yeah.
They just get
Like a
little
little
big.
pig is cute, and then like
I have a
little baby
Frenchie
pig.
which is like close enough to a pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
Oh,
Them boys
dang.
gonna be
I have a-
oinking.
yeah, I have a nice. I have a little merle pit.
Okay.
Oh,
Fine.
that's cute.
That's good. But a studio pet wouldn't
Studio.
be bad. Yeah, I mean for some little
Like a
inspiration.
parrot.
Guys,
Now, parrot
comment
would
what
be lit for the
studio
studio.
pet we should get.
Yeah. Tell us, chat, what studio pet we
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
get. You know what I mean? But
Nah, I
what you call, I
mean-
think a parrot would be too loud,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah, a parrot. That way.
The parrots don't shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
they just gonna be
Yeah.
like,
And then they gonna repeat. They gonna repeat everything. They gonna repeat the bars in the room.
Yeah, when the fucking person's in the booth, you turn to your own and be like, hey, I ain't really feeling this song. Not feeling. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be
Right.
crazy.
Imagine,
Sean.
Like, and then you could be like this. Yo, we could even we could even sell it like we could be like, oh, this parrot's gonna tell you if your
Sean
song's
gonna
gonna
kill
blow
the parrot.
up. You know,
Shut
like
the fuck up. Shut the fucking parrot.
like we
Yo.
could sell it like, yo, go to the parrot, show him your song, he'll tell you if it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
magical parrot.
$20, bro.
Imagine the parrot does ad libs. And then people gotta pay to get the parrot as a feature.
Yeah, bro.
Yo.
Yo,
That's
you
our
can pay
publishing
for the
secret
parrot
right
now.
there. Yeah.
Yo.
Or a monkey. A monkey would be lit.
A monkey
Yeah,
would
A monkey
be
will be lit, but they
fire.
get mad.
I think monkeys get jealous and shit. You guys heard about that
Mhm.
woman that got her face? Like she was, she might have been doing something sexual with the monkey, but she was
Oh,
like giving
no.
the monkey Xanax and wine and shit. And it was her homegirl's birthday, and she brought her homegirl over, and they both had cake and didn't give the monkey cake, and the monkey ripped off the face of the friend.
What?
Yeah, monkeys get wild.
Yeah, I should have
Monkeys
gave
get
her a
wild.
piece of
Hey,
cake.
nah.
It's just like the most like base form of a human. You know what I mean? Just like a little angry fucking.
Yeah, but mad
monkey-
strong.
mad strong,
Yeah.
bro.
We could
Nah.
get a starfish.
A starfish.
Sounds simple.
What's a starfish again? Oh yeah. The-
Patrick.
It just
yeah,
does nothing.
the fucking.
Yeah.
Huh?
It just does nothing.
I'm
just
telling you, the
live.
fish tank's where it's at because you can have little piranhas. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
little.
I think a fish tank like over in that corner where the mirror is. Type
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
that'd be
raw.
hard.
That'll be raw.
Fish ain't coming soon, y'all.
Fish ain't coming soon.
Or like a reptile thing. You know what I mean? It was always hard for me to connect with reptiles. I had a couple reptile pets as a kid. I had like a snake, I had a lizard and stuff like that. But like they're cold blooded. You know what I mean? Like their little eyes
Mhm.
are like
Yeah.
there's no soul in them. I feel.
But no.
Yeah, I feel like they
dogs,
just
man.
looking at you.
Dogs
They not
love
really
you. You go
feeling.
home like the dog's
Yeah.
excited. Like
Yeah.
I could have had a pissed off day all day, and my dog just runs up to me, and my dog it doesn't run up to you like a movie. My
Yeah.
dog runs up to me and gives me a push. boosh, and then
Yeah.
runs away. And that's
You know
because
it's
it
love,
wants to
though.
play. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
love. You know what I mean?
Now my son does the same thing.
Yeah.
No, but people say all dogs go to heaven. Nobody said like all snakes go to heaven or anything. You know what
Nah.
I mean? Like, that's all, like,
Snakes don't go to
Nah, man, them snakes be tripping.
snakes
Yeah.
be tripping.
Oof.
And imagine if it just gets out of the tank. I mean, you know it's not gonna eat you, but
Yo, one time,
Shit
guys,
behind
snake
it.
story. I was in my house in Jacksonville, and we were doing laundry. We had a garage, and we had the door open, and the laundry was on the floor inside the house. And then my grandma went to pick up the laundry, and a snake was under the laundry. And
What
then
the-
it got in the house, and we couldn't find it. It was so traumatizing.
Was it a big snake?
It was huge. It
I-
was black and big.
Oh
You-
shit!
you know it's bad. Mice. Bro,
Mice, yeah.
I had a pet mice,
Yeah.
and then my girlfriend was like, I just one pet mice, Dolo, in my room
Right.
always, and he was just like chilling there. He was like my lab rat,
Okay.
right? And he was cooling. His name was Quaalude, like after the
Quaalude.
drugs.
Yeah.
Then
Was
he
this right after Wolf of Wall Street?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's out
alright.
there, yeah, Wolf of
Alright,
Wall
bet.
Street. And my girl, like I got with her, and she got him like a girlfriend, and
Okay.
we called it heroin.
Okay.
And we put them together, and bro, they just like I left them alone for a week,
Yeah.
bro, multiplied, plum, plum,
Yeah,
plum, plum.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I got like, I went from like 2 mice to like 20, bro,
That's
in the,
What?
in the span of a month. It's like in the cage. I was like, what the hell?
Too
They
bad
were
you can't have like a
escaping.
Merle mice. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Merle
oh, that'd be
mouse, you know
raw.
what I mean? And then you could fucking sell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wish
yeah,
mice was like
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, if mice were like popping, like, oh, yeah.
Yo,
I
what
got
mouse
that
you got?
tricolor.
And
Yeah.
then every now and then you're gonna have that one guy that feeds the $10,000 mice to the snake. Like, yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
Yo.
I got money. I got money.
Yeah, this is my snake's food, nigga.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 10,000, bro. My snake eats exotic. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Christina? Fucking, I wish you all the success
Hey,
All the
yo.
success.
on your journey. You're one of the dopest people I've ever met.
You
know what I
too.
mean?
Facts.
And
Y'all too.
and I cannot see a universe where, you know, the universe don't support what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And my vote of confidence is for you to just pursue the artistry, you know?
Facts.
But
yeah.
like I said, I get it.
Mhm.
I get it. But, you know, I've seen a lot of artists
Mhm.
and I rock with you. You know what I mean? And so I know you can be successful with all your effort in it. But
You're gonna be successful.
yeah. but,
Yeah,
you know,
we
gonna
all
blow
gonna
up.
be successful.
Yeah,
For
well,
sure.
oh, for sure now, because now when you blow up,
Yeah.
we got the interview.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we got
hell
the first
yeah.
We got the first
right.
interview.
Yo, we
No,
lit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But
Hey, yo, shout out to Vice City. What was the last part?
Vice City Mafia.
Vice City Mafia.
Yeah,
We lit.
out. Yeah.
We turning up, and
Always.
to all the good vibes, and y'all stay tuned because there's only more greatness coming in, and I'm excited because hopefully we'll be having Spanish artists coming in on here,
Oh yeah.
and I'll
Yeah,
be interviewing them.
oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
for
really
sure.
excited
For sure,
for
that'd
that.
be
That's
fire.
facts. That's
Yeah,
facts. Because
so-
we need that. And so yeah, who wants to see a bilingual podcast? I think it's
Y'all
Mando.
already know.
Yeah, that's the man, though.
Yeah,
we need to
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We need to
hell
do that.
yeah.
We got Christina on that.
Yeah.
Hell
Hell
yeah. Shout out Miami. Shout out Duval. Shout out Colombia, Cuba. You know what it is.
Shout out LA too. Can't
Alright.
forget us.
Yeah, yeah.
And shout out the Dirty South, bro. I'm out here. I'm rocking for y'all. You know what I mean? Alright.
Oh yeah. W
And-
Podcast. as
Thank you
somebody
guys
said in
for
the chat.
watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
and subscribe, VCM.